What's up, Master All here, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. We're up here in St. Ignace in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We're taking the Nissan Pathfinder with our ORV tags. We've aired down the tires in our Pathfinder. The tires are low to the ground. I got the family with me. I got the GoPro. We're gonna do some off-roading on a trail we think we found. We think we found where it's at. It's a little bit confusing. We're trying not to get stuck. We're trying not to have to get towed out because that's gonna be really expensive. Stay with us as we navigate trails in a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. Here we are inside the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. We're on the, this is to me a country road. It's actually a snowmobile track that actually is used for Jeeps during summertime. As you can feel, we're bouncing. We're hitting the big ruts in the road and we're kind of having some fun. The Nissan Pathfinder is a 3-row SUV. You can sit, bench seats. You're gonna sit 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 if you have really, really tiny kids. It's not it's not an adult size in the rear, but it's good for families that have soccer and good for families that have the couple kids need some space in the car, like we happen to quite often. We're on a family trip, and so all 4 of us in the car. We're just having a good time here in the countryside on our way to Wisconsin. Take a little detour. This is a ORV trail in Michigan, and as you can see, the trail and the Pathfinder are doing exceptionally well. So you could buy a vehicle like this type and take it out on these trails and have a good time without needing to go all crazy with a Jeep and all these lifts and off-road suspensions and big tires and such. This is kind of some mild off-roading you can do with your family for a fun Sunday drive. Although it's our generation Sunday drive, it's not driving Miss Daisy time. So stay with us as we keep driving down this trail that leads to somewhere. One of the cool features of the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder is its ability to tell you when the tires are full. As you can see from this clip, I'm just filling up the tires with the air compressor, and the car will actually beep at me to tell me when that tire is full. It's a pretty handy little feature. Initially, we just planned on staying in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan there and do some camping and drive home. However, on the way home, we decided to make a little side trip to the Badlands of South Dakota. The scenery there is exceptional. We found a trail called Sheep Mountain Table Road. It's on the southwestern corner of the park. You can actually drive up there and do some off-roading, mild off-roading, without a lot of people around you, and has some really scenic views. What's interesting is that road that we're going to get to after we get to the top of the hill is for high clearance vehicles only. And I figured, what the heck? Take the Nissan Pathfinder up there. One note about that is while I deflated the tires in Michigan to make sure that we had more give there as we hit the big bumps and things, here in South Dakota I left the tires inflated. And the primary reason was the high clearance area. I didn't have a whole lot of clearance with the Pathfinder, so to make sure that I had plenty of room there if I needed to navigate an obstacle, that I wasn't going to sink down so low. This is the scenery. It is the southwestern part of the park. You have to drive quite a bit of ways outside the park to get to it. It's really neat. It really kind of winds back in here with a 2-lane road, or 2-track road. And you get to the top, and there's some big scenic views. And this is what Mother Nature gave us when the glaciers melted. Really pretty area. There's a funny story coming up about this area that we kind of ran into, and we'll get to that when we get to the top of the hill here. The Nissan Pathfinder does come with a 4-wheel drive system. It's got selectable 2-wheel drive auto and 4-wheel drive. You have a hill start assist and hill descent control as well. The 4-wheel drive also has a lock mode. You can lock in the rear differential. So really it's pretty darn capable. As long as you have the ground clearance, which fortunately we did through this part of the trip. Again, I'm just gonna let you soak in the scenery a little bit. It is quite exceptional at part of the area. To me, it's one of the hidden gems of the country. Is this part of the area where you can just kind of drive make your own way through the path, go up as high as you want to, check out the views, and do a little mild off-roading. And here you go, as we get to the top of the hill, you can see we had a really sunny day, really pretty day out there. Okay, now it's time for that funny story I was telling you about. So we met a couple on top of the hill that were from England, and they had somehow borrowed or rented a Mercedes-Benz 550. It is a large SUV. It's basically the same size as the Nissan Pathfinder, so excuse me, it'd be a mid-size SUV. As we're driving this path, it gets a little bit harder. There's some more dips and things that you have to maneuver. And yeah, that's him turning around. He had basically given up. He was done with the off-roading. It was as you'll hear in a minute. I'll chat with the fellow, and the cheeky fellow, I should say, from Britain, the cheeky fellow. He says his wife told him to turn around. I don't know, but leave that up to your imagination. It was one of those things where it's a trail, so you can pull off a little bit. It's not going to hurt the grass at all. Yeah.
Chicken out? You just gotta go off the trail a little bit. No? It's an American experience.
So naturally, I keep going. And there's a part here that I had to avoid because the dip would have just destroyed the undercarriage of the Pathfinder. But overall, it just did just fine. It had no problems going up and down where I needed to go, getting out of the trails, moving around the trails. I mean, it wasn't too hard of a trail, so I wasn't too worried about it. But it was a nice way to spend an afternoon with the family, checking out some places that you really can't get to unless you decide to go on a long hiking trip all the way to the top. And that's no fun. You got to drive up there, have a good time. I do want to make special mention of the Nissan Pathfinder storage room back here. Lots of room for all our cargo, including the underfloor storage, which is a great feature. At the end of the day, the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder did great. We took it camping, we took it on-road and off-road, put about 2,000 miles on it. We even got about 24 miles per gallon across our entire trip. And so it did fantastic for the family of four, had enough cargo room. So if you're looking for that larger SUV that you want to take across country, don't count Nissan Pathfinder. It is still pretty capable, and it's at your dealer lots now. Go check it out.